Alright guys, welcome back to another Dayz tutorial. So I quickly want to show you how you can go about changing the time of your server. So when you boot up your server or when your server restarts, it will restart using the set time that you have set basically. Now, um, I'll show you if you're using a dedicated box and using something like Amiga. Or if you're like, running this off your own computer, I can show you how you can do that. Even if you're using something like a game host like Nachado, GTX, what's that, Hostava, Game Deluxe. There's more. I can't think of all of them. I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, so first thing you want to do, now if you're using a game host, sorry, before we go any further, if you're using a game host, I believe, at least they used to from previous experience, they would have two files the same but different names. So the file that we need to work with is the server dz.cfg. Now I believe when I said game host have two files, they'll have a file called config.dz.cfg. Now I can't remember which is the correct one. They are both the same, but only one works. In my case, we've only got the one. We've only got the server dz.cfg, so this is the one we're going to work with. But if you're using a game host that does have two files that are the same, make sure you go into the correct one. That when you make the changes, it actually applies to your server. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the server dz.cfg file. Now, the changes that we make here, because I've got a dedicated box and I'm using Amiga Manager, the changes that I make here in this file will automatically apply to Amiga Manager, and vice versa. If I'm going to show you the Amiga Manager way of it, which is exactly the same, but any changes that I make on Amiga Manager will also apply to this file automatically. Now, first thing we'll do is we want to find where it says server time. So right here, and then in these quotation marks where it says system time, is we want to put in the system time. Now, essentially, what you need to do is put in a year, so it starts with year. So I'm going to do like I've got on my server. It's 2022 / and then the month. So I'm going to set 11 for November. And that's basically because I'm using the Sakal map at the minute, and you kind of want it cold. I don't want it quite winter set month. So November is like autumn, isn't it? I think the end of autumn. So we kind of just want it a little bit warmer. So when people log onto the server, they're gonna not experience it as cold as it probably would be if I set it for a winter month. But yeah, still cold. And of course, there is another file. I think it's the gameplay.json file. You can go ahead and set the minimum and maximum temperatures for each month as well. So again, it doesn't really, if you're going to do that, it doesn't really matter what like month and stuff you really set it for, but it's worth doing anyway, and I can at least show you this. And it's a good way of whenever you start up a new server, it automatically is like, I think like 6 o'clock or something in the morning. It's always dark. So this is a good way when you start your server, you can choose it to start at sort of like a daytime. So once we've done that, once we've done the year, once we've done the month, / and then we want to put in the time, and this is the hour. So I have it at 10 a.m, so I'm going to put 10 / and then I'm just going to put 00. Again, if you wanted yours at 10:30, you would put 30, or if you wanted at 9, you just put in the time that you want. Also, if you wanted to be in the afternoon or evening, you do need to make sure you use the 24-hour format. So if I wanted it at 10 o'clock at night, I would put 2200, like 2200. But we want Mars in the morning. So you literally just do that. Year / the month / the hour, so / and then the minutes, and then that's it. And if we save this, this will automatically apply to our let's just show you our Amiga Manager. So at the minute it says server time equals system time. If we hang on, save it here, so we just saved it. We'll probably need to start up our server. Let's just go back. Okay, it's come up that we've got unapplied configuration, so it might have automatically gone in here, and it has. You can see it's automatically gone in there. So if we start up our server, this will apply the thing, and this should all go green. It should do. Let's just. We may have to go into here and. No, we shouldn't do. Let's just shut it down. Okay. If you do it the Amiga way, instead of the files way, it will just automatically do it once you start up the server. But let's just stop it. I just want to show you it so you can see I'm not messing with anything. But again, it's pretty simple. Probably well, it is simple. It's one of the simplest things you can probably do. We'll let this shut down. And then once it's shut down, we'll restart it back up. And then that should go green. Right, let's go that. There we go. It actually disappears because it's all done. So you can see everything's now green. And Amiga side, let's go back into server configuration, and it's still there. Now, if you prefer to do everything on Amiga side of things, you find it easier to look through this and adjust it here. Of course, do as I just did in that file: the year / month / the hour / then the minutes, and then save changes there. I didn't click save changes here because I already saved it in the other file. But if you are working from the Amiga manager, do you need to make sure you click save changes, and then you can click back, and then of course you'd have your server shut down offline, and then you just start your server, and then it'll apply the changes. And that's it. Now I do want to show you one more thing. If you kind of want your server to be a little bit immersive, let's just go in. Actually, we can probably do it. Let's have a look if we can do it on Amiga. We should be able to. We want time persistence. Yes. So on Amiga, there's a thing called time persistence. So if your server restarts at, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the evening, right, when it next reboots up, so once it's shut down, restarted, and come back up online, if you have time persistence on, it will restart from the time it shut down. So if it's shut down at 6 o'clock, it'll restart back up from 6 o'clock. So it won't use the time that you set there for 10 o'clock. It will actually restart back up at the time it's shut down. And Amiga, you literally just click there and turn it on. Or we'll just, I don't use time persistence, so I'll turn it off there. So I won't save that. But if you use the file side, so if you go back into your server dz.cfg, right, find where it says server time persistence, where it says 0 there, you just change the 0 out for a 1, and then obviously save it there. And again, if you save it in this file, you don't need to go and save it in Amiga Manager. And then just restart your server, and it should be fine. You may find that you have to start your server, stop your server, and then restart your server again, like I just did when I changed the time. In that case, you know, it's not difficult to do. Just make sure you restart it twice. But yeah, then time would be persistent. So whatever time the server restarts at, it will come back up online at that time. Now, I don't like that. I much rather it restart at the time that I set. But of course, if you want your server to be a little bit immersive, you know, that's something you can do. Anyway, that is it. And until next time, guys, have fun and peace out. And of course, any issues, they shouldn't be complicated. What I will do is I will copy this and put it in the description box, but I'm sure you guys can quite easily, you know, do the month / time. You know, you can quite easily see how I did that, but I will copy it all in the description if you find it easier just to copy and paste. But yeah, until next time, guys, have fun and peace out. Oh, and as I was saying, if you are having issues, you're stuck with anything, feel free to come and join my Discord, and I can try and help you out. And not just with this, any other issues. But as I've said before in other videos, I'm no scripter, I'm no modder. I can't create, you know, custom objects or custom scripts or that kind of thing. I can just help you with the kind of the basics and getting your server up and running. But yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, take it easy.